guys, welcome back. For today's video, I have a huge drugstore makeup haul, try-on style. So rather so than me just showing you swatches and showing you the product shots of everything up close, I'm going to be doing that. But I'm also going to be trying everything on camera for the first time. I did a video like this with a Sephora haul and you guys really seemed to enjoy that and you wanted me to do a drugstore version, so here I am. This is the look that I created with all the products that I got today, and you'll hear about the products. You'll hear throughout the video. A lot of the products are mostly from Maybelline, just because Maybelline has like been killing it lately. Like they have so many new makeup products out versus a lot of other drugstore brands that are like coming out with like one or two things, but it's all Maybelline for the most part. But I did get a couple other things as well from other brands. So I hope you guys like the video, and let's just go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we're starting off with the eyes. Like always, I got my bag of goodies right here. I got everything from Walmart. That's typically where I always go for my new drugstore makeup items: Walmart, Target, and Ulta. So the first thing I got are two eyeshadow palettes. These are both by Maybelline. These are both by Maybelline. They're the City Mini palettes. I got one in the shade Urban Jungle, which has more like darker greens. I thought that was really pretty. I think this is the one that I want to use today. And then I got another one in Grifitti Pop, which has like really pretty pops of color. Honestly, I got this one for the blue and the purple. I thought that would be like a really fun look that I could do, but I think today I want to try out this Urban Jungle one just because I'm really obsessed with dark deep greens, especially with my brown eyes. I don't know, I just really love the color combo, so I'm going to be using this one today. They seem chalky, to be quite honest. They don't seem super like pigmented and buttery. They're not amazing. They don't seem really like buttery and creamy. They seem actually a little bit dry. Like the formula doesn't seem really nice. This palette, I wish it came with a transition color because I feel like it would be like the perfect little mini palette. So since it doesn't come with a transition color, I'm just going to use bronzer because I got a new bronzer, but it has like a sheen to it, which I'll get to in the video. I want to use a matte bronzer, so I'm just going to use my NYX matte bronzer, which is one of my favorites, just to apply a transition color right into my crease, because since I'm going to do such a dark look, we need a transition color. So I'm just gonna jump right into it and start blending the shade into the crease. You could use like a soft brown color, you can use pretty much anything, just to make sure that you always have a nice transition color. That way when you blend out your other colors, everything just looks really seamless. Okay, I'm just gonna start digging into the palette. I'm gonna start off with that deep emerald green color. It's more of like a forest green actually, it's not really emerald. And I'm going to be using my Morphe M433 brush just to go ahead and apply that right into the outer part of my crease. Let me zoom you in a little bit more so you can see how these eyeshadows wear. There we go. Okay, so it's pigmented. It seems dry. I mean, it works, but I've had better eyeshadows. I just started using these Morphe brushes, so once I get like the hang of them and I start using them a little bit longer, I will do like a review, or I'll let you guys know if I think they're worth it or not, because like I literally just got them in the mail recently and haven't played around with them too much. I got the Jaclyn Hill kit. Picking up a flat shader brush from Urban Decay, I'm going to be picking up the two like shimmery glittery greens, and I'm just going to apply them right on my lid. They're pigmented, but they have like a little bit of, like one of the colors has visible glitter chunks in it, which I mean, I like glitter, but sometimes the glitter can have like a ton of fallout and then it gets like all over your face. I feel like you really have to dig into this palette to get like color payoff. Like in this case, a little bit does not go a long way. I'm picking up a little bit more bronzer on the Morphe M518, and I'm just going to be applying that just to blend out the edges a little bit more and make the crease a little bit more warm. Most of the brushes that I'm going to be using today are going to be from Morphe, just because like I said, I got the new kit, but I promise this video is not sponsored by Morphe. I'm not even an affiliate or anything, I'm just a customer. The palette doesn't seem awful, but it doesn't seem amazing. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna use this flat shader brush. This one's actually a Sigma Concealer F70, and I'm gonna use the brow bone color in the palette just to highlight. Ooh, this is really, really powdery. Then I picked up a new eyeliner. This is the Maybelline Curvitude liner in the shade 410 Black. I thought this was interesting because it has like a really nice curve, so I feel like that's perfect just to really get in there to create a really nice wing. And just swatching it, it seems really, really black and matte, which I love. I'm not a huge fan of like metallic-y, like glittery black eyeliners. Like when I want to do my winged liner, it's typically going to be black. Oh wow, that was pretty easy. I feel like I don't do my winged liner anymore like as much, so I'm not practicing constantly, so whenever I do my winged liner, it doesn't look like the best all the time, but I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna take a baby wipe. I use the Parent Choice wipes from Walmart, and I'm just gonna wipe away all of this fallout. There's a ton of glitter on my face, by the way. The next thing that I got is eyelash glue. I always stock up on my eyelash glue. Whenever I do drugstore hauls, you guys always see this in there because it's so good. I literally call this Gorilla Glue for your lashes. This is the best, hands down, the best eyelash glue I've ever tried. It doesn't smell, it has a brush tip, it's really easy, it just lasts all day. So I love it and it's super affordable. So I did get new lashes, but they're not like new at the drugstore. I've repurchased them several of times. I just always like to stock up on them, and I don't know, I just love them, and I haven't seen any new drugstore lashes. So these are just the Eyelure Opulent Luxe lashes. I'm just gonna pop these on really quick and then I'll be right back. So the lashes are on, and I almost forgot to mention that I did also pick up this Milani Keep It Smooth Luxe Lip Treatment in the shade 03 Sugar Smooth. It's just like a little lip balm. I already used it before I started my makeup because I hate having dry lips during makeup tutorials. You guys know I'm obsessed with my Menthol Lip Shine from Bath & Body Works. This is like the only thing that I ever use to keep my lips moisturized, and I always like to moisturize like while I do my makeup. That way by the time I get to the lip products, my lips are nice and smooth. I heard these were getting discontinued, and then I heard that they weren't. I keep hearing different things. You already know I stocked up. I have like a ton of them in my drawer because I love them so much. I feel like a lot of chapsticks at the drugstore always make my lips feel even like 10 times more dry versus not even having anything at all. So I saw this, I thought it was interesting. I literally used like so much already, but it just looks like a little like Vaseline type of thing. Like you just have to dig your finger in and then just apply it. The only thing is if you have like long acrylics, just do this though. You don't get it all in your nails, but I mean, I like it. It smells like shea butter and it feels super moisturizing. Okay, so moving on to the face, I picked up two new primers, a primer and then a primer spray. This one is by Hard Candy, and this is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick. I haven't really seen any like primer sticks at the drugstore. I mean, maybe I'm like overseeing something, but I personally haven't. I really love the Milk Makeup Blurring Stick. Like I've been obsessed with that lately, so I wanted to see if maybe this could be like similar. I don't really know. So this apparently is supposed to help with redness, pores, and just to hydrate your skin. So I don't really have redness on my skin. I do have larger pores like in this area, so let's see if it's any good. It literally looks like a glue stick. It doesn't smell like anything. It kind of just smells like, I don't know, like a setting spray, like just like a very natural, fresh scent. So I'm basically gonna just use this everywhere. It feels really, really cooling and like refreshing on the skin. Like it just feels like, oh, like just cooling. Okay, it absorbs into your skin like instantly. Feels like a lotion consistency, which I don't mind. It's hydrating. I don't see anything with my pores like right away. Like whenever I use the Milk Blurring Stick, I notice like a difference with my pores. Like they look filled in. With this, it just looks like it's a hydrating primer. So then I also got another Hard Candy primer. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer Mist, 12-hour power. It says it electrolytes, energize, plus hydrates skin, oil-free, silicone-free, alcohol-free. It does come with a really nice applicator. Let's see how it sprays. Okay, that's a nice spritzer. I hate when they like shoot out and they like ruin your makeup. I mean, I'm not wearing makeup right now like on my face, but still, you know what I mean. it feels really hydrating. It smells like a setting spray. Like I feel like a lot of setting sprays smell the same, like that Urban Decay all-nighter type of spray. So I picked up 2 different foundations. First I got the Revlon Youth Fix Fill and Blur foundation. I picked up 2 shades, and then I got the Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Plus Balance foundation for combination skin. I really like the Fit Me foundation stick for cream contouring. I have used it on my face before and I do really like it, but I prefer sticks like this for contouring. This one seems really nice. I got this one in the shade 330 Toffee Caramel. They don't have a ton of shades, so I think I'm gonna go with the Revlon foundation just to test it out, because I've seen a couple people talk about this and it doesn't have the best reviews, so I wanna test it out for myself. This foundation is really expensive. Like it was like 13 something, so basically when you add on tax, $14 for each tube. So I spent almost $30 on both because this color right here seems too light and then this one seems too dark. So I needed definitely to mix the two. And I mean, I feel like if you add a couple more dollars, you might as well just go out and buy a high-end foundation. You know, I think some drugstore prices are getting ridiculous, and this was at Walmart. So I can imagine that if you're going to like CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, it's gonna be like 10 times more expensive just because typically they have higher prices in those drugstores. So I don't know, we'll see if it's any good. So I got the shade 330 Natural Tan and 400 Caramel just because I am tan right now. The packaging is okay. It has 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty average for a foundation, but I don't know, that's expensive. Okay, so I'm gonna just apply this on the back of my hand just to be able to mix the 2 colors. Hopefully they match me, because they didn't have anything like in between that. Okay, this foundation is thick. Like just touching it with my finger, this thing is thick. Oh my god, this foundation feels like a moisturizer, like a really thick cream on the face. Honestly, feel like it's not gonna work the best with a beauty blender just because like it seems so thick. So I'm gonna do one side with a brush. This is the Morphe M439. And then I'm gonna use the other side with a sponge, and this one is also by Morphe. Oh my god, yeah, this is thick. The coverage seems like natural. Like I have like little freckles right here. Like not even freckles, like beauty marks, and you can still see them. Let's try it with the sponge. By the way, I just used this Morphe sponge yesterday and it's so good. Like it looks like the L'Oreal, like the pink sponge. This one's really bouncy too. I really like it, and it was super affordable. So if you need a beauty blender dupe, this is another one. I think I like it more with a brush, but even then, this foundation feels so heavy on the skin. It literally looks like I have foundation on. Like, you know how there's foundations that they look like your skin? This does not look like your skin. This looks like a heavy ass cream on your face. Like, do you see that? The coverage is nice, but you can like literally see it sitting on top of my face. Like you can see it right around here. I personally just don't like when foundations look like really thick and heavy on the skin, especially for summer. I feel like that's a huge turn off just because I do have combo skin, so my forehead gets like really oily and stuff, and like my T-zone, and I feel like that's the main area right now, like especially my cheeks, where it looks like, whoa, you have a lot of makeup on. I have a new under eye corrector that I picked up. This is the Maybelline Master Camo Color Correcting Pen. It says it has pure color pigments, and this is an apricot color for dark circles and light to medium skin tones. It has a really cool applicator, and it's like a twist up pen. So let's just go ahead and apply this. Whoa, this is like legit orange or apricot. It's like not even peach. You get a lot of product like when you just twist it up. Blends pretty easily. It seems a little bit dry though, like it's not a super creamy corrector like the hard candy ones. This one's definitely more of a drier formula, but it does blend. So I didn't actually get a new concealer. I didn't see any new ones at the drugstore. I've heard that Revlon has a new one that goes with like the foundation, but I didn't hear a ton of good reviews about it anyway, and I didn't even see it anyway. So let me know if there's any new drugstore concealers out there, but for now I'm just gonna go in with my favorite Tarte Shape Tape just to conceal and highlight a little bit. So I'll be right back. Then I picked up a new setting powder. This one is also by Maybelline. It's in the shade Light Medium 20. I didn't pick up the very light shade just because I am tan right now and I didn't want it to be like ghostly underneath my eyes. And actually I really absolutely love this packaging. I think it's really high-end, very sleek, Really, really nice packaging for a drugstore loose setting powder. So I'm really impressed with that so far. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and just apply it right onto the lid. I'm really hoping that it's not too dark for my under eye area, but we'll see. I'm gonna use my sponge again just to dig in here, or dip in here. Dig. I can't even talk today. It's actually not too light, the powder. It feels really good underneath the eyes. Like, it doesn't feel drying like right off the bat, which I really like. Because Maybelline has like this loose powder that is so drying whenever you try to bake with it. So I like it so far. I'm going to use a large powder brush. This is the E41, and I'm just going to very lightly dust a little bit on the rest of my face just to set that foundation, because it's so thick. I definitely feel like I need to set it. Let's go ahead and finish up the lower lashes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go back into the little green palette that I was using. I'm gonna be using an M432 brush, again by Morphe, and I'm gonna use the same green colors that I was using in my crease earlier, and I'm just going to really precisely apply that right on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to use an E18 brush just to really smudge that out using the same color. Just to keep the green theme going on, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Gel Pencil Eyeliner in the shade Glossy Emerald. This is like a completely different green than the top, but I feel like it's going to be so like pretty, so I don't know. Let's just go with the flow. So I picked up a new bronzer palette. This is also by Maybelline. This is the Master Bronze and Highlight Kit. And I believe there's only one shade, it's just in the shade 10. I really have high hopes for this because I love the Maybelline palettes, the blush highlighter bronzer palettes that I've tried in the past. They've been really good. Hopefully this is gonna be good. I'm gonna use, let's see, probably the two darkest shades on the end because these honestly seem really light. Just by swatching them, they don't seem like they have a ton of like color payoff like at all. Like there's barely anything there. The only thing that looks decent in this palette just by swatching it is the highlighter. Ew, come on Maybelline, don't disappoint me. I'm gonna just bronze my skin. I'm using the R2 by Morphe. I'm just gonna dig in here and let's see. It's showing up, but it's not super dark. I'm like literally doing this, like I'm digging in here. This does have a sheen to it, so I feel like this would be a good bronzer just for bronzing, not so much contouring, because it does have, like I said, a sheen. I mean, like it's showing up, I just feel like it's not like amazing. I think this bronzer is going to be better if you are like lighter skin tone, because like I'm tan right now and it's not making like a huge difference. I feel like it's not anything life-changing. Another Maybelline product, this is the Maybelline Fit Me Blush in the shade 35, and I'm really excited because this just looks like a really pretty natural blush. Just swatching it though, it doesn't seem like it has a ton of color payoff. Barely anything there. It's so light, like it's like barely visible. I mean, the blush does have a sheen, which is like showing up, but it's super light. It almost just looks like a pale frosty pink, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer like just more of a natural flush or like an orange color on the cheeks. So maybe if you like something super natural and you're very pale, fair skin, this will be a good blush, but I'm not loving that. Okay, so the only highlighters that I do have are obviously the one in the palette right here, which I'll use, and then I picked up this Master Fairy Highlight Illuminating Powder. I thought this just looked so interesting. I mean, the colors looked really pretty and cool, and I was planning on maybe doing like a look with this and then this City palette with the blue in it, but I figured since I have a green smoky eye going on, this is not going to match, but I will swatch it for you guys just to see. I'm just gonna swirl my finger in all the colors. Okay, so it actually looks pretty. It's prettier than expected. I didn't think it was even gonna really show up, but it's like a really pretty light sheen. It's not even frosty or anything. It's just really, really like an illuminator. Like it's not going to give you an intense highlighter, but that's really pretty. You know what? I'm going to use it. Whatever. I'm using my Morphe M501. I'm just going to dig my brush in here a little bit and just apply it right to my tops of my cheek. But oh my gosh, that's actually showing up. That's actually really pretty. I don't want to put too much because I can kind of already see like the bluish undertone that it has because of the pink and or the purple and blue colors in here. So I can like already see, and I don't really want to. Oh wow, that's a really pretty highlighter. Like if you want to do something different and funky, like for a fair or festival or something, and you want to like switch up your highlighter, I think this is actually a lot better than expected. I'm actually going to use a different highlighter brush, the same Morphe M501, but I have a different one. And I'm going to use the highlighter in the Master Bronze palette and see if it's any good. I'm just going to layer it over top of this because I can see like that blue undertone and I'm not feeling it. Not with this look. This is like a true like vanilla highlighter. For my lips, I picked up this CoverGirl Melting Pot Gel Liquid Lipstick in the shade 105. I don't know, I saw gel liquid lipstick. I'm like, what does that even mean? So I wanted to just pick one color up. I got the lightest shade, and I don't know if this is even gonna really go with the look, but let's just go with the flow. This is, okay, this is really not what I expected. This is like more pink in the tube. Like on your lips it looks like a coral. I mean, the color is pretty, it's just not really what I wanted. I really doubt that these are gonna dry matte. Like it says liquid lipstick, gel liquid lipstick. I feel like this is honestly just like a really thick creamy lip gloss. I mean, it feels nice, it's just not really the color that I expected, you know? So the final thing that I got is another Hard Candy setting spray. This is actually like meant to set your makeup all day and night, apparently. It says it is a 12-hour setting spray, and it has very similar packaging to the one earlier, which I really like. I love setting sprays with this nozzle. So okay, always check your setting sprays before, because you don't want something that's gonna like that smells really good. This one actually smells different than the other one. This one kind of smells like cucumber a little bit. It's really, really hydrating. Ooh, it feels like cooling on the skin. Alright guys, so this is the completed look, and to be honest, there are way more misses than hits, which I honestly had really high hopes for a lot of these products, especially the Maybelline ones, but I wasn't too impressed, and it's so sad because I love drugstore makeup, but just because it's from the drugstore doesn't mean it's always going to be good, unfortunately. But I guess I'm just going to talk about the products that I'm going to keep using and that I really enjoyed. So the setting sprays, both from Hard Candy, obviously this was my first time using them, so I can't tell you that they were like absolutely amazing, but I'm gonna keep you posted on these. Also, the primer stick, I can't like tell you that it made any huge difference with my skin, but I'll let you guys know about that in the future. As for the eyeshadow palettes, honestly, I'm not really impressed. I mean, this one wasn't that great. I would honestly recommend the L'Oreal Single Shadows NYX eyeshadow palettes or Wet n Wild when it comes to drugstore palettes, but as for this, I would honestly just save my money. I mean, the look was doable, but it wasn't absolutely amazing right off the bat, so I would save my money. I'm gonna use this one to see, but this Maybelline Loose Finishing Powder, I actually really like this so far because it's not drying underneath the eyes, and I feel like it set everything really nicely. Oh, the Peach Corrector, honestly, I don't really know if I love it. I feel like I can still see that orange tint underneath my eyes, and typically I like my under eye to look bright more so than just like flat, like one color. So I don't know about this. I'm gonna keep playing with it, but so far I'm not like obsessed with it. I really love this Keep It Smooth Luxe Lip Treatment from Milani. You guys know I'm ride or die for my menthol lip shine, but this was really good. This Master Bronze palette for me gets there. I just don't really like it. I don't know, the bronzer is not amazing. The highlighter is pretty, but I'm not gonna tell you guys to go out and buy this palette just for one highlighter. Like, if you want a really good drugstore highlighter, currently I am obsessed with the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter in 100 Molten Gold. This is to die for. This palette is not to die for. This Maybelline Master Fairy Highlighter is actually really pretty. A lot prettier than I expected. I think this is cool if you want to have like just a really funky, different highlighter, maybe for a different type of makeup look that you're doing, if you're doing something fun and just different. And I think this is a nice highlighter to have in your collection. I personally would not wear this on a daily basis, just like on like a special weird occasion, you know what I mean? But it is really nice. This blush, I don't like it. I thought it was gonna be just a really pretty natural blush color, but it literally is so natural that it barely shows up on my skin, so I'm not living for it. It doesn't even seem like that nice when you just like swatch it on your finger. Like, it just feels like chalky. This foundation by Revlon, it doesn't look awful on my skin. I just don't like how thick and heavy it is, and honestly for the price point, that's another reason why I'm not like obsessed with it, because I feel like if you are like me and you have to mix shades, you're gonna be spending almost $30 for a drugstore foundation. So honestly, I'm probably gonna just return these. I'm just not a fan of the price point, the fact that I have to mix shades, and like, I don't know, it's just not an amazing foundation. Like, I can literally right now see everything sitting on top of my face, so I'm not obsessed with this. The CoverGirl Gel Liquid Lipsticks, I mean, it's nice, it's a pretty color, but I wouldn't repurchase this, or I wouldn't even repurchase other colors. I feel like there's other better things out there at the drugstore, just in the makeup world in general. This for me is just not the best. The last and final thing that I actually really liked is by Maybelline, the Curvitude eyeliner. I actually really enjoyed this eyeliner. I thought it was really easy to work with. I like how black and matte it is, and I like it. So this is really good, but everything else that I mentioned, like I said, I'm just not living for it. There's just like a few things, but for the most part, I feel like Let me know down below if you've tried any of these drugstore makeup products. What are your thoughts? And also don't forget to let me know some other new drugstore makeup that I should be trying out that you guys want to see in an upcoming video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in a few days in my next video. Bye!